love when people are like, well, I don't know, I can do anything. I love marketing, I love communications, I love buying. It's like, no, pick a lane, be specific. If you don't know, then intern in those multiple areas.
Hey guys, welcome to Table Talk. I'm Kessyl, and today I brought you guys to Samsung by Chelsea Market. And for real though, if you want to know how to brand yourself or even leave your mark in the social media world, you should definitely keep watching. Apparently it's New York Fashion Week and Samsung has partnered up with WWD Magazine to gather together fashion experts and insiders to talk all things fashion. It might be about how to make it into fashion or even about personal branding. Well, today we get the chance to listen to the digital director at WWD Magazine and the fashion director at Shopbop, and also the author of Leave Your Mark, where they will dive into the power of building your own brand through digital and social media. So let's listen to what they've got to say.
Mine is 100, probably 1,000% authentic, and it's really like of the moment. You'll see on my feed, it is my crazy kids, like dropping them off to school, then trying to get ready, putting a face on, trying to brush my teeth, make a snack for them, all before 8 o'clock in the morning. So it's really like of the moment. It literally is like my life, I think. And I think, you know, going to showrooms and going to fashion weeks in Paris is all part of like being a fashion director, and it's amazing. But I think my feed is definitely who I am 1,000%, and that's just.
So if your public persona is the real you?
100%. I think it's also, it has to be, because it's so much work. I think if it's you're having a different persona on social media versus your everyday life, it's too much work for me. I'm just like, I'm this person and this is who I am, and that's it.
And it's interesting because, I'm curious to hear how you go about it too. I think when you work for a larger brand or you want to work for a larger brand, the conversation is very different today than it was even 5 years ago about kind of, you know, what you want to show a potential employer or a current employer then.
Yes. So mine is similar in the sense that it's definitely in real time. I mean, even when I did become a PR girl, I did not have a social content calendar. It was off the cuff in real time, 24/7. So I've always believed that as the true way that you should use social media. But for me, I think that I overdosed for those 6 years. Literally, I think that I do it, and I always did feel this way. It was never obligatory. It was always like I had to be moved to post. It's the same way now. So I don't feel, if I go 3 days without posting, I don't care. So it's for me, it's really a place to put content when I feel like I have something to say, but I don't feel the need to sort of keep at it on a regular basis, because also I don't make a living off of my social media. So it's more, you know, the stakes aren't as high.
And starting DKNY PR Girl at the time, it was a very different time. Can you tell us a little bit about kind of any learnings for the audience that you can share kind of from then to now? Are there any lessons there?
So, are you guys familiar with DKNY PR Girl? Okay, so I'm just making sure, because it's been a long time. I feel really old. I would say that, you know, back then, everything was so new. It was the Wild West. So it was initiation by fire. I learned as I worked. And I think what you realize when you do that and you start from an authentic place is that you have to pay attention to the kind of content that people want to engage with. And innately from the beginning, I knew that it was more interesting to understand what celebrity I was fitting, even if I didn't mention a name, than the new handbag that had just come into the store. So I really put it as my life as a PR girl living in New York City and the fly on the wall experience, which is really what you do too as a real person. And it was organic, and there was no algorithms working against you. It's much, what I did then, I mean, DKNY PR Girl in the end ended up being like over 1.5 million people. Like, it couldn't be done now organically because they want media dollars. So the world has changed. I think the stakes have always been as high though when you talk about personal branding and how you can literally destroy your career if you're not careful with what you say.
And I think one of the things, well actually let's touch on that. What should you never say? What are some of the taboos that maybe are real?
So I think, and I'm sure you agree, because you said it, it's like you want to be the same person in real life as you are online. And at the end of the day, if your accounts are public, there's no difference between personal and professional. Right. So if you put it out there, my rule of thumb is if you wouldn't want to see your post as a full page ad in the New York Times, don't post it, period. Because we've seen people with 200 followers destroy their careers through their posts. I feel that any single person who works at a company and discloses on their social profiles where they work is representative of that company. So everything you say is really on behalf of the brand.
Totally. It's like, it's documented. I mean, you just have to watch out. And I think there's a lot to say with social media platform right now where there's a lot of like negative commentary, which social media platforms are always like a place of like freedom of speech and like expression and like what you want to talk about, which I think everyone should own that and respect it, but also be careful when you comment and how you comment is just be careful.
Well, that's actually interesting that you bring that up because I want to talk to you both about how you engage with your audiences, and you know, I'm constantly seeing your like I feel like you get a lot of DMs we talked about. You're responding to comments. How do you engage with your audience, and how does that maybe help you in your jobs or your careers in general?
How do we engage with our audience? Meaning,
like, let's for instance, like you post your office day, and you know your commenters are like, oh my god, I need to share a skirt to go, you know.
It's definitely more. So whenever I post it is more for like, it is for the audience, but it's really for me. It's like how I'm feeling that day. If it's a good day, if it's a bad day. It's more like, it is kind of like asking the audience or kind of like, what do you think of this outfit today? Do you love it? Do you not love it? Like what shoes do I wear with it?
I feel like fashion's married to Instagram. Like settle down, married, period, no report. I think there is a resistance, no, totally. I think there's been a couple platforms that have come out since then, and literally people are like, stop. Like, stop, we can't do it, we can't take on anything else. And I know, you know, especially because Instagram has put like every single thing that another platform has had in their app, it's like you kind of don't need anything else, although I personally still do a ton of networking on Twitter, especially for communications, because every journalist is on Twitter all day long. So it's super important for communications roles. But I think we are at a point of fatigue. I think figuring out your niche, first of all, right? So what do you want to be known for? You ask yourself that question, and it can be anything. You want to be known for like doing amazing movie reviews, or like Tom and Lorenzo, who I'm sure many of you follow. It's like they're known for doing their custom reviews or TV shows. Like getting that niche and really, like again, repetition, reputation, like really, really doing it over and over again to establish yourself. There's over 800 million users on Instagram. Every single person follows between 400 and like 1,000 people or 2,000 people. So if you do not post multiple times a day, you are literally like a pin drop in a forest.
Don't be shy.
Okay? So literally, you need to be posting between 3 and 5 times a day. Okay. Full stop. Second thing is, the more that you engage with the people in your feed and you engage with other people's content, the more favored you are as well. Okay. But the truth of the matter is, at this stage, if you're not going to be putting any money behind actually advertising, you are at a disadvantage just because that's what they want, is $1 million.
Yeah. Top 3 tips. First would be probably to partner with, this is like old school of me, but to have like a strong mentor that can kind of lead you through the ropes of our crazy industry. Second would probably be just to learn. I feel like you said you're a recent grad, right? So just to learn and observe a lot, like absorb and observe a lot. I think where I've landed today, my path was like crazy. I tried so many things within buying. I was in menswear before. I was in like luxury home. I was in handbags. Like it was such like a different. I was in PR before anything, which didn't really cut it for. I couldn't hack it. I think it was like more of those. You have to like have a strong mentor, partner with as many people as you can, and just learn the ropes on inside and out within the industry because it's it's a big industry. I mean, there is a lot to learn still. I'm still learning. I'm still learning for sure in the industry, but
I also think it's interesting, like I love what you said, but to really develop a crew of peers, because those peers will grow with you, and you kind of all end up helping each other. So whether it's other people who started brands or people in kind of like parallel sides of the industry, that like kind of squad, so to speak, is a nice thing to have and can be really beneficial as you progress.
I would just add that whatever your sort of brand image is, to create some sort of visual. If you know the site Canva, okay, I do it all day long. So obsessed with it. So create, some sort of visual where you can literally. This is what I did for my book actually to launch it. I went through my entire address book, and I went through all the people that I know are active on social media or active in different, or like heads of tribe, as I like to call it, right? And I went through and I dissected, okay, this person's really good on Twitter, this person's really good on Instagram, this person's a Facebook person, and I had an Excel sheet that listed each person, what channels they were most active on, and then I sent individual emails to each person with my book cover and a little like personal note saying, hey, I just launched this, or it's launching whenever, I would love you to share it and follow it, and that literally grassroots, one by one, that's how you do it. Nobody, to whom it may concern, concerns no one, okay? And BCC also concerns no one. So you gotta take the time to really, really feed it to each person who can support you. I love when people are like, well, I don't know, I can do anything. I love marketing, I love communications, I love buying. It's like, no, pick a lane, be specific. If you don't know, then intern in those multiple areas. But you gotta be specific. And the other thing is you have to, and it's so awkward, but you have to ask people for help and ask them to make introductions. If you were applying to a job, you look up who you have a comment on LinkedIn, you go through that, Kevin Bacon, 6 degrees of separation, and you ask people to reach out on your behalf, because that is the #1 way to network for a job.